Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are someone who is just visiting for the first time, I'm so glad you are visiting. Thank you so much for joining me here. I would like for you to click on the like button, please subscribe and leave a comment for me. It's always good to get feedback, to get comments and engage, interact. I think that's one of the hallmarks of human beings. Interaction is always important. And if you're someone who has been here before, either you're already a subscriber or you're someone who has come to like my content on my page before, I'm so grateful to you. You are the ultimate cheerleader, and I'm really glad to have you in my space. Today is a bit of a sober day, and I say sober day because I'm in a very reflective mode. I just got home and it's about 8 p.m. So today I just had a series of thoughts in my head, and I felt, as usual, to come on here and share with my friends. So I'm just hoping that this is going to be useful for someone. I hope this is going to bless you in some way. I really hope so. So what am I talking about today? I'm talking about sad days and bad days and your note of gratitude. So they sound really ironical, right? Or even contradictory. So I'm talking about sad days and bad days, and then I'm talking about gratitude. The thing is that sometimes in our lives, I don't know if you have experienced that before, there are times that it just feels like everything is just spiraling out of control. Like everything is just bad. You know, you haven't quite finished dealing with one, another one is showing up, and it just feels like a series of bad events or a chain of frustrations. So and this is to say that also that's part of the reasons that we are humans, because our lives are not meant to be all rosy, and they are also not meant to be all bumpy. So there are bumpy rides, there are days also that you have a smooth sail. So whichever it is, it's what makes our existence, our experiences as humans total. That's what I've come to believe. So I just wanted to share with you today a quick nugget, like one of the things I do now, that I do now. In the past I used to wallow and wallow and wallow, but now I think something I have a habit I cultivated in really recent times that has helped me is having a jar of gratitude. I call it my gratitude jar. Sometimes I call it my jar of goodness also, and I'll show you a sample. So what I do is that every day, no matter how tough it gets, no matter how bad it gets, I owe it to myself and to my existence to drop a note of something that I am grateful for. So I do that on a daily basis. So for you, it may not be as frequent as on a daily basis, because also you might just be busy, or you probably, it's good to start, step by step. So if you feel like you can't commit to doing it daily, you could also do it on a weekly basis or once every 2 days. But I feel like either daily or weekly would be just solid. So it could be for you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like myself, back to back. Or you know that every Saturday you're going to write a note of gratitude and drop in your box or your jar, as the case may be. So I'm going to show you mine. I have it here. This is my jar of gratitude, and you can see what I have inside. There are little notes, sticky notes, colorful ones at that. So I have yellow, green, orange, just also so that it is appealing to me. That's the reason I make it colorful. And what I've written, this is a bit tacky, this one. And that's because I did it in a rush. I was just, because I know what the purpose is, so it didn't really matter to me what the container is. So like this one, I have like 4 or 5 of them. because I'm also expecting that this will get filled up, and I just throw it to one side. I pick another one, I begin to fill it again until, what do I do with this? What I do with this is very straightforward. So on the last day of the year, meaning 31st of December, every year I get to open my jar of gratitude. And when I open, I pick the note one by one. I read the notes one by one. So it's like my day of absolute reflection. So it's like taking stock of how the year has been. And I kid you not, when I did this in 2019, I cried opening my then it was I had a box of gratitude, not even a jar. My box was quite big, so I labeled it my box of gratitude. And when I opened, it's I date the notes. So I write like today, I write the date and the day of the week, and like that. And then I was reading all of these things, like there were certain things I read that I was so grateful that I had that box and I wrote those notes, because there was no way I could have remembered that those things happened in the course of the year. And you can now imagine if anybody had asked me, "Oh, how was your year?" I'd have just said, "Well, fine." There wouldn't be so much intentionality about it. But then I read some notes that made me really emotional. I read a note about how my sister came through for me on a certain day when I was really down and out. And the moment I picked each of the notes to read, I remembered vividly what that was. That type of thing. So that day I just promised myself I'm going to keep doing this. Like, nobody has to motivate me or give me pep talk. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm glad and grateful that I am still doing it. So one of the things I want to encourage you also about is those gratitude points don't have to be anything elaborate or exotic or huge. They could also be really simple things. So like, my day was not very good today. It's been like a roller coaster for a few days now, because of some specific reasons, and people who have constituted themselves into principalities and powers, and whom I know my God is going to conquer. So that's aside. But what I mean to say now is that those things can be as simple as, so today when I was coming, I already remember I was having a tough, bad, today was mentally draining for me, emotionally draining for me, just really annoying. There are some people, there are spaces that I wish I could just vanish from or just get out of. But then, life doesn't also work that way. You don't control the existence of other people until you make certain decisions. So maybe like that. So you have to cope. So coupled with that, as though that was not bad enough, I was coming home and there was traffic. So I drove through this traffic. It took a greater measure of self-control for me not to exhibit road rage, when I was coming home, because also people can be very annoying, lawlessness on the roads, and all of that. So, but I digress. So what I'm saying is that for me today, my gratitude point is as simple as, in spite of the traffic and the madness on the road, I'm home. Like, I scaled through. Nobody bashed my car. Nobody hit me on the road. I'm alive. I didn't get killed. Like I think it was yesterday I was reading a report about how there was an attack somewhere, on the main road somewhere in Abuja, and a colleague of mine wrote a comment to say, "Oh my God, I just left there." That type of thing. It sounds very cliche, but it isn't. So if all you have per day is just that simple thing, the fact that, when I was in the office and I was really hungry, somebody sent me food, or somebody walked in whom I could send to get me food, or I ordered and my order pulled through and they brought food for me, or something that simple, or the fact that just when you were so broke and you were about to, throw in the towel, you got an alert. It could have been, it's possible it's a very little amount, but then somebody came through. It could be just, I mean, now it's raining. I mean, I didn't also like getting raindrops on my head as I was coming inside because I had to come in. And I was like, oh my God. But then I said, well, it's raining. That means also we're going to have a fair weather, that type of thing. So yeah, everything I've said just now sounds very cliche, like, oh, it's my business with the weather. But I tell you, these are some things that we take for granted. I remember just a few weeks ago when there was the heat wave in the United Kingdom. A lot of people were going to die. You felt like you're going to lose your life. So that just made me realize how much we take good weather for granted, how much we have taken the climate for granted. So the fact alone that we don't have extreme heat or extreme cold or extreme anything, it's also a blessing, that type of thing. So I just thought to share with you to say, please, like me, you can begin to prepare your gratitude jar. You can call it your jar of goodness, your jar of gratitude. It could be a box, call it your box of gratitude. It could be any kind of container, just so that you can store these notes. And I hope that by the time you are opening your notes, probably on the last day of December or whenever you choose to open your notes, maybe whenever you feel low, you can also open your notes to remind yourself of the good things that the universe has also done or given to you. So that's what I thought I would share with you. Please let me know in the comment section how it goes or how you plan to use this little nuggets that I've shared with you. Thank you very much. I was planning that this would be a very short video, and I really hope that I accomplished that. So let me know how it goes. And in case, again, you have not liked my channel, please do like. If you have not subscribed to it, please subscribe to it. And help me share also. What I intend to do, of course, you can see that a lot of improvement needs to be made on this channel. But I decided to begin anyway, and grow from there. So I know all of the things that I should be doing right now that are not being done, but then I'm committing to doing better. In the meantime, thank you so much for sticking it out with me. I'm grateful. You're my day one. Cheers and thank you. Bye.